Hello everyone, welcome to this video where I am going to explore your subconscious mind so that you can discover what it means to dream of being naked. But before going into the analysis, in case you don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name is Robert. I am a psychoanalyst with more than 30 years of experience. And in case you want to have a psychoanalysis session with me, or in case you want the psychoanalysis of one of your dreams, you send me an email to the one that I am going to leave you here below in the description of this video, so I can tell you how you can join my consultation. Now, back to what it means to dream of being naked. This is a very important dream because from the outset, it is revealing that you are going through a phase of your life where you feel too judged by the people around you. This is time in which somehow you perceive that everyone has begun to pay too much attention to everything you do and say. Something that for the rest, I am going to tell you, had always happened. You are a person who has always stood out, but to which, before you did not give much importance, because that was precisely what your unconscious mind was repressing for many years. Because that was where the word of everything you truly wanted for a long time, but you were hiding. And that is precisely what allows me to determine that all your anxiety processes at present go hand in hand with fearing to be the center of attention. Because you think that if that happens, you will be more exposed to others noticing of your mistakes. The error has become something too transcendent for you at a time when you also become someone too perfectionist. And that is why what causes you the most frustration at this time happens precisely because you cannot escape the scrutiny of other people. Because that is what causes you the most fear and stress. And there is the explanation of why in the dream you will always see yourself naked in the presence of other people. Precisely because, as you may have already realized, clearly this is a symbol that shows that others are the ones who see your nudity, the one that otherwise you cannot hide. That is, while they are dressed, you have no chance to hide anything. And therefore, here it is shown how others judge you, without you being able to do anything to avoid it. And that is why it is not by chance that all your obsessions at this time, in case you have these dreams, will arise from the fact that you need to constantly prove that you are a trustworthy person. The dream of nudity reveals the incipient states of your paranoia, because if in some way you feel that someone is going to look at you in a certain way or is going to comment on you, whatever they have heard among the people with whom you relate, that unconscious paranoia will immediately activate in you. That will arise from the fact that you associate your personal worth with passing the test of the cleanliness of others. In other words, it is going to cost you a lot to be able to live without considering yourself as a kind of saint, to be pure, immaculate, without any stain, just for the moment when everyone observes your nudity and can judge you without finding in your being any kind of stain that leads them to undervalue you. And this is very interesting because if you look, it reveals that you are using your sense of purity to show that you never do or think anything bad, as an emotional substitute that allows you to regain security and trust that nothing bad will happen to you when others judge you. You notice that there is a very powerful relationship with the perfectionism that I was already talking about. Because that's what makes you most paranoid. To think that everyone is watching you and evaluating your actions and especially your intentions. Thoughts that you cannot escape otherwise because they originate in your unconscious desires, which paradoxically are related to the fact that contrary to what you might think, clearly what you want most at this stage of your life is to strut, demonstrate to others that you are better than them, because you know it, but you don't know dare to do it. Because as you may have already realized, it is there where the whole core of your guilt lies and therefore everything that at this stage of your life it causes you anguish. And that is why I find it so interesting to highlight the fact that your greatest fear, if you have had this dream, arises precisely from the fact that your unconscious always leads you to question, well, what happens if I do something that provokes, let others notice me? Most likely, they will judge me and make a bad image of me. That, if you look at it, it is absolutely inevitable. If you interact with other people, you will necessarily stand out. But you don't want to do it because you fear what they will say. And for that reason, in your daily life, you will notice how every time someone highlights one of your achievements, you will begin to react defensively. You are going to feel invaded and you are going to try to subtract your own merits, precisely so that no one notices you. Because somehow, this is going to be an indicator that you are denying precisely what you want the most, the fact of standing out, of making yourself known as someone better than the rest. And that is precisely what has to be explored and in which we must be very careful. We must discover why you feel so much guilt for being better than others. Because if you let this note of your unconscious control your life, always you are going to be exposed to restrain your own success. Clearly, the dream of nudity reveals a symptom that, however paradoxical it might seem, you are not comfortable with success. And this is something that it originated in each of the moments that people made you feel uncomfortable about the success you are achieving. As they feel undermined by your achievements, what did they do? This is typical of parents or siblings, I am going to tell you, that they simply ridiculed your victories. But what happened? At that time, your ego state was developing, so what did you learn? That success was a bad thing, something for which you should feel guilty. And that caused this nodule in your psyche that leads you to react badly every time you feel that you are going to achieve something that is important, because deep down, you despise your own value, because others have taught you to despise yourself. Precisely in the times when you should feel most satisfied with your achievements. Therefore, it is most likely that if you get to have this dream of seeing yourself naked, it will happen because you are soon to achieve a great achievement in your life, that neither you or yourself, you are the type of person who, the more successful you are, the more despise yourself. But what happens? That at this moment your unconscious is simply expressing as a psychic symptom that you can no longer bear that frustration. And this is something that otherwise will also be expressed in your relationship with your partner or even with the person you like, if you do not have a stable partner. You will notice that any achievement that you as a couple have can be the smallest. It can be a purchase or even go to the movies. Well, anytime you feel happy in relation to this person and what you achieve in your relationship, this will lead you to wonder if that happiness is real or even if you deserve it. So what is going to happen? Every time you get an achievement with your partner, you are going to sabotage yourself. You are going to ruin the moment simply because of the fact that, like I said, you can't help but despise yourself. So as you see, this is a much more complex dream than it might seem, so you have to pay close attention in case you see yourself in a dream naked, because it is talking about the processes that are occurring in your unconscious. For the same reason, you already know that if you want me to psychoanalyze some of your dreams or have therapy sessions with me, you send me an email to the one that I leave you below so that I can tell you the way in which you can integrate to my consultation. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video if it helped you in any way, and share it so that others can access to this kind of knowledge. Have a wonderful day, and with it, the most beautiful dreams. Bye.